All right. Hello, everybody. Dr. Rafich here from Vet Triage. It's Monday, August 26th, 9:32 a.m. Pacific time. We'll continue our discussion from yesterday with equine emergencies, and for those who are interested. So we ended yesterday by talking about choke in horses. So choke is where they get something stuck in their throat, and they're having obviously a choking episode. It's an emergency. However, there's just like with colics, where there's everything from mild to severe versions of that. It's the same when it comes to the choke as well in horses. And so mild ones can be managed by vet triage and handled over the video or over the phone, and avoid the client and the horse from seeking emergency care in the middle of the night. And those that are severe, vet triage will coordinate the emergency visit. But a lot of them can be handled at home by talking to the pet owner or the horse owner through it. So that's choke for you. And that's the second common equine emergency that we see. Third common is, this is not an order of prevalence, by the way. This is just what we see on vet triage. Any sort of musculoskeletal issue, whether it be limping or more commonly wounds or lacerations. So for whatever reason, horses get their legs caught in stuff, or they get attacked by wildlife or whatever, and they can have wounds because horses are rarely obese. They're almost always just like very lean, muscled animals. If they have a laceration, a cut somewhere, it can be pretty severe. There's not a lot of padding there to protect the blood vessels and nerves from being damaged. So the most common reason why a horse would have an emergency wound repair is typically because there is hemorrhage that's life-threatening, or at least concerning enough that it can become life-threatening. So just like colics and choke, wounds also have a spectrum of severity, and some of them are mild and can be managed at home with wound care and wraps and whatever, and some are severe where we have to get you in for emergency care immediately. So vet triage will help with that as well. That's the other common type of horse issue that we see. There's some other ones that are not as common that we'll see, but in the field, foaling emergencies. So that's where a mare will produce offspring, a foal. Foaling emergencies are very common, and in the States, the foaling season is early in the year, like springtime, end of winter, springtime, and those are very common. However, we've had calls where the horse owner just wants the foal checked out shortly after birth to make sure there's no obvious issues at all, or they want general husbandry care and things like that. So that's a really cool non-emergency situation that can help horse owners get peace of mind and prevent any potential issues with the foal that may be because of poor husbandry, or also it'll help the horse owner be aware of anything that maybe they didn't notice with the foal that's wrong with them, and so it helps with that. So general education or prophylactic preventive measures are very useful as well. And so the reason why this works with home care with horses, unlike with other animal types, is most often horse owners have not just the knowledge that I mentioned yesterday, the intellect and experience to handle these horses, but they also have usually accessible to them things like bandage material, different injections of medications they can give, or oral medications they can give. And so they're well equipped to handle an emergency, or rather an issue with their horse that's not an emergency that can be managed at home. And vet triage will help direct those endeavors to help take care of those horses at home. And so it works really well from the equine point of view in that regard. And then, of course, the added benefit is, let's say you are managing at home a mild colic or a mild choke, but now something is happening where the horse is getting worse, not responding to therapy, showing new clinical signs. Then we don't want you paying again for vet triage. So we'll have you email or call us back at no additional charge for really as many times as you need until your vet's open again, and we'll help you. We either have to change the plan, add new advice, switch gears, and actually call you into emergency, whatever it is. But essentially, you can have access to our veterinarians 24/7 anytime after the initial session on video or over the phone. But that way you're not alone during the whole process, and also if you're also not paying again, which of course we don't want anybody to do. So that's how we operate on vet triage. Those are the common equine emergencies. That's why it works. And for those who are listening to this in the playback that are horse owners, feel free to talk to vet triage, to your vet for partnership. It'll make a world of difference for them. And then for those horse owners, especially that don't have trailers, they live far away, they don't have the finances for emergency care, we want to make sure they're taken care of. So, yeah, feel free to spread the word. But horse owners don't have to use vet triage through their clinic. They can use us on their own as well. Just vettriage.com and then select horse, or go to vettriage.com/horse and you can create an account and pay and whatever. It's the same price regardless of whether or not your vet is partnered with us. Same process. It's just with your vet's partnership, it helps maintain their quality of life, and it gives more widespread access to more horse owners, because most horse owners that have an emergency, they're going to try and contact the vet after hours, or they're going to try to go to the website to find out what their emergency options are, and so that helps. So, all right, I think that's probably it for today. Any questions, let me know. Anybody who watches in the playback has any suggestions or questions, please feel free to subscribe, share, like, do all the things. See you guys again tomorrow, Tuesday, August 27th, for another live stream. Talk to you then. Bye.